So anxiety is actually like a normal emotion, and we actually kind of like need it, right? So it's actually like a thing that you need, and all humans need, right? So let's use an example of what would happen if you didn't have anxiety, or and by extension fear, like the fear response, right? So if a person doesn't have anxiety, and imagine like you're standing like out in the jungle, um, and you see like a lion or a tiger like running towards you, what are you going to do? If without anxiety and fear, you're not going to turn around and run away, and you might actually stand still and then end up becoming like a lunch, right? So anxiety is needed. It helps to analyze like threat in the environment. Obviously, though, too much of it is like bad, right? And that's what people tend to want to get rid of, where when the anxiety is firing off when there's no actual threat, right? So that means that what the threat has become is become what's called perceived threat. So the brain thinks something is going to happen, or the brain thinks something bad is happening, but it's not happening, right? It's also important to differentiate between perceived threat and actual threat, because that actually takes it out of anxiety and puts it into just like a normal human fear response, right? So if a person's like in an actually threatening environment, like for example, a war or street crime or street violence, right? Then that would be anxiety, but that's like a realistic fear, right? So, but in absence of like being present in actual fear, let's just say that the person is at home and home is safe and life is safe, but their anxiety is still firing off, then that what's happening is it's actually a fight between the two systems in our brain, the rational thinking part and then the caveman primal instinct part, right? So the anxiety is being fired off in the primal instinct part, and then that's causing thought issues in the sort of rational, intelligent thinking part, right? So what is done is it's about the rational part of the human brain, the thinking, intelligent part, telling the primal instinct part that the bad things aren't happening, or the scared thing isn't happening, or whatever I think is bad is not that bad, or the fear that I think is present is not present, or whatever I'm predicting or anticipating or mind reading, whatever the thoughts are. It's about that rational part recalibrating the caveman part, because that caveman part of the brain, that's just going to fire off regardless, right? If it thinks there's a threat, it's just going to go bing, 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 kind of like a radar or like a security system. So the rational thinker has to come in and reconfigure the security system to say, actually, people aren't judging me, or actually, the feared thing might not actually happen, or the people actually don't judge me as hard as I think they are. Like, it's about just reconfiguring um, that thought process. That's how to overcome anxiety.